Hello and welcome to Pierce City, Missouri, where the Clever Blue Jays are getting set to take on the Pierce City Eagles. I'm Skylar Nakins here, joined for the first time ever. Adam Smith is going to join us from the Missouri Sports Report.
Ozark Sports Report.
Ozark Sports Report. But first off, thanks for joining us for tonight's game.
It's been a pleasure. This is actually my second time doing Friday Night Lights. I did it on week 2 when the Blue Jays hosted El Dorado Springs. I saw a 21 point comeback as Clever scored 21 unanswered points against El Dorado Springs, and which unfortunately they lost. But from what I saw, both these two teams, Clever and El Dorado or Pierce City, are actually winless. So win number 1 could go to either the Eagles in green or the Blue Jays in blue. So it's going to be a battle of birds here in Lawrence County.
Yeah, so looking back to last week, things really haven't gotten much prettier for the Blue Jays since the game you were at, dropping the game last week to Stratford 69-6, and Clever was scoreless through the majority of the game. They were able to get a 65-yard interception return from Landon Graff about midway through the fourth quarter of play to finally get on the scoreboard. But the rushing attack of the Indians was just too much for the Blue Jays a week ago. As Adam said, both teams coming in winless. Clever 0-4 dropping games to Willow Springs. El Dorado Springs, as Adam was talking about, dropped the game at Forsyth a couple weeks ago. Stratford last week. Pierce City coming off of a 44-0 loss against Ash Grove last week. After dropping games at Diamond and Starcoxy, two pretty good teams here so far in the early part of the season.
Yeah, it has been. You know, Diamond's has improved over the I believe the last year. I believe Ash Grove. I haven't seen much of Ash Grove. I know if I were to give you guys a history lesson from what happened in the matchup last year, it was actually here at PC. Clever was actually leading Pierce City, and they fell behind just so short. So it's going to be a revenge game for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I remember that game a year ago, and his name's escaping me, but the quarterback just kind of ran all over us, and he is gone this year, thankfully. Got a new guy under center, in Peyton Manning, who is a senior quarterback and defensive back, so he's going to be lining up under center here tonight. Clayton O'Hara also played a big part in last year's comeback win for the Eagles. He returns as
the Blue Jays come into this contest tonight with a record of 0-4, having played some pretty good teams in the area, so you can't always go just by the record. The Eagles are 1-3. Both teams are looking for a victory tonight.
If you're Carter Wiener, you're going to have to.
Head coach of the Eagles, Brad Hawker. He's assisted by Brian Abramovitz and Darian Danson.
Have to beef up on the defense, because from what you saw, Peyton Manning is going to burn you.
Yeah, and really coming off of a week last week where defense, especially the run defense, was tested and didn't look great in the run defense Mason Denny just kind of ran all over, and credit to Stratford. I mean, they're big along the line of scrimmage, and Mason Denny is a great running back, but in order to start competing with some of these other teams, and granted to Clever, second year as a varsity program, still got some work to go, but you want to see their defense take a big step forward, and they got the opportunity to tonight.
They do, and last year as I said before, coming up just short of their first varsity win against Pierce City, but last year they did get win number 1 against Stockton. 2 wins last year, which the other one came to Agape at the end of the year, which Agape actually helped Central snap their, I believe it was like a 56 game losing streak. So Central, that's a team over in Springfield. They've always been blown out every team that they've played, but they did get a chance to snap that 56-game losing streak against Agape.
And Agape also on Clever's schedule here later on in the season. They're going to be the final game before district play kicks off here on October the 22nd. So that's going to be one, and that game's going to be at Clever, so that could be something to look forward to.
Clever hosting, that's going to be their first ever district game that they're going to be hosting in the Christian County Panhandle. It's going to, I don't know who they're going to be playing. They may play Mount Vernon, maybe play maybe another match with Colorado Springs in districts.
Unless things change dramatically, we're looking at a first round date with Lamar.
Lamar is, they're the meat on the bone. They've had like a national win streak from what I heard. I think a couple of years ago they actually had that streak snapped against, I believe, Cassville. And so Lamar, that's gonna be a tough test if Clever is to match up with Lamar in districts.
My cousin was on that Cassville team that snapped the streak, so nice little fun tidbit there. We're getting close to kickoff here, just under 2.5 minutes. The teams are lining up at midfield for the coin toss.
Okay, as the captains meet at midfield for the coin toss, we have number 9, Landon Graff.
What's it going to be for the Blue Jays?
For the Blue Jays, one of the captains. Number 18 is Chandler Cayley.
Same as for Pierce City.
Number 56, Seth McGoffey. And number 59 is Trenton Rich. For the Eagles, we have number 14, Peyton Minnie. Number 21, Noah Cruz. And number 12, Levi Cooper.
And for what I know, actually,
looks like the Eagles may have won the toss. They will defer until the second half. The Blue Jays will be receiving the kickoff. They will be moving from west to east.
This game's going to be decided on the line of scrimmage. Clever's going to have to get their run game going. They play out of the wing formation just about every snap. You're not going to see very many formations out of the Clever offense. So you've got to get the offense going, or the run game going early. That way, open up some of the play action for a young quarterback that doesn't have a ton of experience but has a ton of athleticism in Carter Winger. And for him to succeed, that's going to have to be what you look for.
Definitely. Carter Winger, he does have a tendency to make mistakes, but I think if he can force Pierce City's defense to make mistakes, that's one thing how you can win ball games is force the opponent to make mistakes and capitalize on their mistakes.
Number 13 and 18. Yep.
Jacob Brown and Chandler Cale back deep to return for the Blue Jays. Looks to be Noah Cruz getting ready to kick for the Eagles.
It looks like Noah Cruz will be kicking off for the Eagles.
Clever receiving the ball. I believe, if I'm correct, I think Pierce City may have won the toss and they have elected to defer, which that's usually what happens whenever a team usually will win the toss. But we see the kick is up, a little bit of a square kick, and I think it looks like that is going to be.
There was a fumble on the play, and the Eagles come up with it. The kick was fumbled. The Eagles come up with it at the 35-yard line of the Blue Jays. First and 10, Eagles.
Pierce City was able to pounce on it, and so it's Pierce City ball. And we're not even a second into the game.
And if you're Clever, that's one thing you gotta avoid. Turnovers have been, especially on kick returns, have been just brutal throughout the first 4 games of the season. As Minnie's gonna hand this one off to O'Hara, and O'Hara will be brought down for a short gain.
Number 19, Clayton O'Hara, the ball carrier.
Trenton Rich on the
O'Hara picks up 4 4 yards. Second down, 6.
On the tackle, looks like he, I believe he was able to gain maybe about a yard or two. So if I'm looking at the scoreboard, it looks like it's going to be second down and 6. I believe at the 31-yard line for Pierce City.
Another O'Hara carry. He's got a little bit of room to run. He's going to break a couple tackles. And nearly
Once again, O'Hara takes it down across the 20, down to close to the 15-yard line. First down, Eagles. The ball will be placed down at about the 16-yard line.
Run game of the Eagles.
First and 10, Eagles.
That's what you said. Both run games are going to be brutal. They're going to be deadly. And much what you said about Clever, they're going to have to limit the mistakes, especially the
O'Hara on the carry.
Especially right out of the gate.
No gain on the play.
Defense came up big there. O'Hara stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Several Blue Jays on the stop, including number 36, Jack Whitlinger.
Opening drive of the game is down
second down, 10.
16-yard line. And he takes the handoff. He's going to keep it. He's got a hold up the middle, and he's going to go into the end zone. Flags down.
Number 14, Peyton Minning takes it in from the 16-yard line. Touchdown, Eagles. But there is a flag on the play.
I'm going to guess what that flag was. It has to be probably against Clever. Face mask against Clever, so it's going to be touchdown.
There was a flag on the play. Face mask call, I believe, against the defense, against the Blue Jays.
So Clever starting off cold here in week 5. As you know, they're taking on winless Pierce City, so they're going to have to beef up on defense. And when they get the ball back, they're going to have to control. Especially if you're a winger, you're going to have to control. And just hold on to the ball.
It looks like the Eagles are going to go for 2. And O'Hara on the direct snap, and looks like he's going to be brought down short.
2-point conversion is
so
the 2-point
defense is going to
attempt is
there.
no good.
6-0 is going to be your score after one possession here. And maybe a little bit of momentum for the Blue Jays.
So the score with 10:26 left in the first quarter. Eagles 6, Blue Jays 0.
That turnover right out of the game, that fumble, I could tell that Clever's going to come out. They're going to look a little bit more tighter on offense. As you know, Winger has not been able to touch the ball, so he'll be facing the Pierce City defense. I've not seen much of Pierce City, which I don't know, but they played. I don't think they played last week. Was it Miller? I believe they played last week.
They were at Ash Grove last week.
And I did look ahead at the schedule for next week.
Back deep for the Blue Jays, Jacob Brown along with Chandler Kale, number 18. Kale, 13 is Brown.
Coming in next week.
And Maryville is again going to be one of the better teams in the area. As this time Austin Scott
number 30, Austin Scott fields the kick.
And
will down it at about the 38-yard line.
As the offense comes out, we just want to say
it'll be first and 10 Blue Jays.
B&K Fireplace. They are the Fireplace family.
From their own
Fireplace or need your service,
38.
call B&K at 417-886-0660. They are family owned and operated by the Gellys, and I've been in business for 20 years, located at 4130 West 3rd Street in Battlefield. So go ahead and give them a call. It's been a little bit cooler this week, which has been kind of a nice little change. So you want to make sure your fireplace is here and working.
It has gotten a little bit cooler. It started.
Number 13, Brown, the ball carrier.
Now it's down in the 70s.
Several Eagles on the stop, including number 12, Levi Cooper.
Temperatures in the 70s, dropping into
the Blue Jays pick up
eventually the 50s.
2 yards. It'll be second down, 8.
For football, though. Temperature's great right now. As you said, it's going to get a little bit cooler, which is going to be, we are heading into October, so So things are good. So here comes the Blue Jay offense, and Winger's going to pitch it out to Buddy Carey. Buddy Carey is going to look for a hole. Isn't going to get there. He's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage for a minimal gain.
I believe he may have gained maybe a
Number
yard.
26, Buddy Carey.
I did see that during the jamboree that they had at Hollister, it was against
The ball carrier.
Catholic, Ava, and also Hollister.
Number 64, Will Allen makes the stop for the Eagles.
Had a shirt that said "Carry for the carry."
Yep, that
Let's
is.
see if
Gain of
if Carey
2,
can get some
third
carries
down
tonight.
6.
Yeah, he's going to be the primary tailback, him and Jacob Brown, as Brown's kind of had to fill in as Winger's going to look to throw, and he's going to have Chandler
Pass was
Cale,
complete
but I think it's going to be short for the
to
first
number
down.
18, Chandler Cale.
Just went a little short, as you know. Winger looks
Immediately
like
brought down by number
he started up pretty
45,
sharp
Zane Clayton.
Yeah, this is-
with his first touches of the ball.
yeah,
A gain of 3 yards on the
far this
play,
year,
fourth
haven't
down
seen
3.
a whole lot of passing attempts for the youngin, so it's good to see him go ahead and start and complete his first pass of the game here early on. But it's still gonna bring up the punt team as Buddy Carey is gonna punt, and the ball is
Buddy
up,
Carey punts it away.
and it is gonna be down at about the 22-yard line or so.
25-yard
25-yard
line.
line.
So, which what you said, Carter Winger can't pass the ball, which I did see him
Punt
pass.
rolls down to
especially
about
in
the
that second half,
23-yard line, and that's where it'll be. The Eagles will have it. First and 10 from their own 23.
And they came out, did not allow El Dorado Springs to score any points in the third quarter. But come the fourth quarter, El Dorado Springs just played shutdown, and they scored, I believe, about maybe 10 points, I believe, maybe. So I knew the score was 40-22 when they took on El Dorado Springs at Clapton.
Pass nearly intercepted. Austin Scott.
Pass was incomplete and nearly intercepted by number 30,
Looking
Austin
for a little screen pass
Scott.
out down to the running back, but Austin Scott got a hand on it and was nearly
He
brought it
couldn't
down.
get his
for
hands around it.
interception early on for Clever.
It was almost Clever football, and
Second down
could have been
10.
a pick six, and that would have even the game up at 6.
6-0's your score. Pierce City leads. And pitch out to O'Hara, and O'Hara able to make a guy
Clayton
miss.
O'Hara on the carry.
Be brought down at about the 33. Let's bring up third and short.
Several Blue Jays on the stop, including number 36, Jack Whitlinger.
Third down and
A gain of 9 yards. It'll be third down 1.
3. So they're just gonna have to get across that 34-yard line to keep Pierce City the ball, to keep the ball in Pierce City's hands. Here's a snap. He's gonna run it. He's gonna
got
get the
space.
first down. And it looks like it's gonna be brought down. Looks like at the
Number 14, Peyton Minning takes it down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line.
Landon Graff with the
First and 10 Eagles.
Landon Graff, if you remember last week,
Finally knocked out of bounds by number 9, Landon
on
Graff.
the board against
Landon
Stafford.
Graff saves the touchdown for the
Landon
Blue
Graff,
Jays.
I mean, really starting to
First
come
and
into his
10,
own as a defensive
Eagles.
back for the Blue Jays.
Now, if I'm correct, that 6 point came at about the later stages. The later stages of the game.
Yep.
I wasn't there last week because I was having Crane during the Crane Fall Woodbat tournament, which
O'Hara on the
if
carry.
any baseball fans were there to join me, it was
Number
Hartwell actually
22,
more so
Jack
last week in the Crane Fall
Klassen
Woodbat
makes the
tournament.
stop. O'Hara picks up 6 yards. It'll be second down 4.
You know, back in our day, you know, Clever this just being their second year of playing varsity level football. I graduated back in 2016 as O'Hara's going to take the ball.
Number
into
19, Clayton O'Hara takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Eagles.
12-0's your score as Pierce City takes the lead, or extends the lead 12-0. As we were saying, you know, back in our day, I mean, fall baseball was the deal in Clever, as a flag comes out on the 2-point conversion.
O'Hara takes it in for the 2-point conversion, but there was a flag on the play. I believe there was movement in the Eagle backfield.
So, you know,
illegal procedure against the Eagles will be a 5-yard penalty.
At about this time, and it's a little sad to see it go, but a new era of Clever athletics with football on Friday nights. It's been a lot of fun the last couple of years.
You can't argue with that. Their first 2 years with varsity football, it does suck to see Clever not in the SWCL with...
once again, O'Hara takes it in for the 2-point, but once again, there is a flag on the play.
The Spartas, the Spokanes, and with Clever having football, it even brings people from other communities. Like, you get people coming from Billings, you get people coming from, I believe, Hurley, maybe some kids would come up from Crane. Which I don't know if you've seen any Crane kids at any Clever football games.
There's been a few. There's one sitting right next to me that's been at several games. For the third time, PRC is going to attempt the 2-point conversions. For a third time, O'Hara is going to get in. This time, no false start penalty. And
no flag, and the 2-point conversion is good. And once again, O'Hara on the carry.
O'Hara with the ball. That's going to be one that Clever's going to have to watch.
So, 6:48 left in the first quarter. Eagles 14, Blue Jays 0.
I believe he's the number one RB1 that Pure City has to offer.
You know, O'Hara really caused some problems for, and this being Clayton O'Hara, his brother also on the team as an offensive lineman. But Clayton O'Hara caused Clever some issues a year ago, as well as their quarterback, and so far it looks like O'Hara's going to cause Clever some issues again tonight.
That's one thing that Clever defense is going to have to do once Pure City gets the ball again. They're going to have to control.
Number 21, Noah Cruz will tee it up.
Of course, tighten up on defense.
Back east we have number 13, Jacob Brown, along with number 18, Chandler Kale.
If I can look, I believe it's...
The kickoff is up. Austin Scott recovers the...
Number 30, Austin Scott will field the kick and down it.
That's Serenity.
We're going to call it the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Blue Jays. Ball resting on their own 35.
Which it's unique to see.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. I saw over in Utah there was actually an all-girls, I believe, high school league that play football.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen anything on that. I have to look into it. Clever comes out in the wing once again. Buddy Carey with the ball is going to be dropped for a short gain.
Number 26, Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
Say thank you again to B&K
Tackle made by number 19, Clayton O'Hara.
They are the
gain of 2 yards, 2nd down, 8.
Your service, call them at 417-886-0660. They're run by Bruce and Kelly Gelly. If you followed our streams a year ago, or followed Clever Athletics, parents of Bryce Gelly, who is the all-conference quarterback, as Carter Winger is going to look for, I believe,
pass intended for number 26. Carey is incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
And it'll be third down and 8.
And you know, another good-looking throw by Winger. I mean, you can't really ask for much more, hitting his receiver in the hands.
Yeah, you can't really argue with that. It was a good throw. Carey, he just maybe had to lock his fingers a little bit. That's how he can get a good grip on the ball. I mean, if you look at a football, I mean, it's nothing like it's an odd shape when you look at a football, and when you catch it, it's like a baseball. You got to grip it when the pitcher throws to the catcher.
Carey with the ball carrier again.
Number 2, Winger pitches back to 26, Carey, but he's met immediately by a host of Eagles. including number 27, Brian Canales was there for the Eagles. Loss of 1, 4th down.
4th and 9, and punt team back out for the Blue Jays. Buddy Carey to punt for the Blue Jays. A good punt here.
Carey punts it away.
And the ball is going to look like the ball is going to die, but there's going to be a return.
O'Hara picks it up at the 33, returns it back to about the 43, so about a 10-yard return.
And we got college football going on tomorrow.
He was brought down by number 1, J.K. Bogier.
Yep, college game is
for the Blue Jays.
They're going to be actually in Chicago.
1st and 10 Eagles.
Notre Dame take on Wisconsin.
Ball resting on the 43-yard line.
Oklahoma, they've looked pretty sharp to start the season. I mean, they had a little, some miscues, especially with that game against Tulane. But when they took on Western Carolina, it was pretty much the Oklahoma Sooner show when they took on Western Carolina.
And Western Carolina, and as you guys know,
number 14, Peyton Minnie on the carry.
Both big Oklahoma Sooners fans and
several Blue Jays on the stop, including number 5, Lane Mendenhall.
They looked real good against
Gain of 3, 2nd down, 7.
Tulane, I didn't get to see didn't get to see a whole lot of that one just because that game fell on my wedding day. So I watched about the first half of it and then had as O'Hara's going to break another long one here.
O'Hara on the carry.
Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Finally brought down.
They're looking to bounce back against another shaky
by a pair of Blue Jays,
Nebraska.
number 18, Chandler Cale, along with 22, Jack Klassen, make the stop. But O'Hara picks up good yardage.
Right, and
down to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles.
In FBS to get to the college football playoff, which Oklahoma has been in it for numerous years, even though they've made it out of they've not made it past the semifinal round, losing to Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, and LSU. That's one thing that Coach Riley has done. He's taken OU to the college
number 44,
I believe, 3 times.
Frankie Ibarra on the carry.
2 Heisman Trophy winners in Kyler Murray and
a gain of 4 yards.
Baker Mayfield and 1.
2nd down, 6.
And Jalen Hurts. And all those 3.
Number 22, Jack Klassen, made the stop for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Quarterback this year, Spencer Rattler, came in with a lot of hype here over the summer. Offside is going to be called here.
Offside. Yes.
It looked like number 13, that's going to be Jacob Brown.
Offsides is the call against the defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
The ball even got there from the snap.
It'll be 2nd down, 1.
2nd and 1. From about the 26? No, 20. Yeah, about the 26, 27-yard line.
Jacob Brown called on the offsides. Every time I look, whenever someone on the O-line or on the D-line, whenever they both move, you're going to think it's either going to be a false start or a...
number 14, Peyton Minnie on the carry.
Because, the quarterback has the ball. He's basically...
Number 13, Jacob Brown, along with number 22, Jack Klassen, make the stop. But the Eagles pick up a 1st down
his tight end,
as they move down to the 21-yard line.
So that's one thing that the quarterback does. He usually says, okay, when can we snap the ball?
14-0 is your score here. We're just under 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter of play. And so far, it's been all Pierce City, and O'Hara's going to take it in for his 2nd touchdown.
Clayton O'Hara takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Eagles. Clayton O'Hara.
And Clayton O'Hara gets into the end zone for a 2nd time, and really kind of had his way with this rush defense of the Blue Jays, and that's got to drive defensive-minded coach Jim Ginsler just absolutely bananas. Ginsler known for having a great defensive squad at Monette and Extra point is no good.
The extra point attempt, the kick, is no good.
Ginsler put together some fantastic defenses while the the defensive coordinator at Ozark and at Monet before coming here to the Clever. And so far this season, it's got to be driving him nuts.
Oh yeah, with Clever, they are getting used to Coach Ginsler as this is his first year coaching, and this is Clever's second head coach in their second season. Last year they were led by Coach Jeff Stone. I don't know where he's at now, but
Coach Stone just kind of stepped away to spend more time with family. I think he's still the weights and conditioning coach at Clever High School, but.
Back deep for the Blue Jays, number 13, Jacob Brown. Number 18, Chandler Kale.
on the way here, I did see Monette taking on Nevada, and I believe
number 21, Noah Cruz will tee it up for the Eagles.
Ozark. I believe they're going to be taking on Nixa tonight. That's going to be the backyard brawl. From what everybody around here knows about is the backyard brawl between Nixa andOzark.
Number 30, Austin Scott fields the kick, downs it at the 35, and that's where they'll have it. First and 10.
Who do you think is going to win that game tonight between
from their own 35-yard line?
Backyard brawl.
You know, it's going to be I think that's going to be a good one. Nixa, right now one of the best teams in the entire state, and really kind of groove here as of late. So I think it's hard to bet against Nixa, but in rivalry games like that, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen.
Oh yes, and
Carey gets the pitch, and you're brought down behind the line of scrimmage yet again. And Carey,
number 26, Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
12:51.
Number 12, Levi Cooper,
just under 2.5 minutes remaining.
along with number 51,
Pierce City.
Sean O'Hara there to make the stop. Second down and a long 9.
Elsewhere in
18's got it.
ball carrier, there's going to be Chandler Kale.
Number 18, Jacob Brown on the carry.
Jacob Brown had the carry, and I believe he was taking that to the 30. At the 36.
Number 19, Clayton O'Hara, along with number 5, Judah Lynn, make the stop.
I'm reading off the scoreboard, so it's hard to
It'll
see.
Be third down.
They will change it. Looks like I score up there. It looks like it's 16-0 Marionville over Diamond right now. I believe that one's in the first quarter. Ozone's game of the week, I believe, is Marionville against Diamond.
Kale's going to be brought down for a big
number 26, Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
39. And the Blue Jays are going to be
brought down by number 19, Clayton O'Hara. A loss of about 5 yards on the play. It'll be fourth down.
In across the mid lakes, Fair Grove, who's looking to be
fourth down 6,
is up 13-0 on Stockton here with about 5.5 minutes left in the opening quarter.
Stockton used to be in the Mid Lakes Conference. That was who Clever got their first win against was Stockton last year.
Yep.
The Blue Jays punted away. It'll be down at about the 23-24 yard line, and that's where the Eagles will have it. First and 10.
Said that Clever would be at 2-7 on the year.
We'll call it the 24-yard line.
It's going to be it's still a year where Clever's making adjustments, seeing what they can do as a second year team. You look at Forsyth, they had football for about 4 years. And they were, I believe, the second team to lead the SWCO. The first one, I believe was Hollister. Now they're in the Big 8 conference with Reed Spring, Marshfield, Catholic, of course, Monette, Mount Vernon, Passville, Lamar.
Strong run there.
Number 45, Zane Clayton on the carry.
Absolutely runs over.
Finally brought down by number 2, Carter Winger.
Brought down by Carter Winger.
Clayton picks up 9 yards.
That's going to bring up a second and 1. 30 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Pierce City leads 20-0. As the Blue Jays looking to get a defensive stop here or maybe gather a little bit of momentum, go back to the offensive side.
Well, I saw coming into this game, I did the math looking at the scores on Misha for Clever, as they have given up over 200 points on defense, and they've only scored, I believe, 36
that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play
this season. So that's going to be
score
something.
Eagles
Something
20,
Clever's going
Blue
to have
Jays
to
0.
Don't give up the points and score more points. You got to turn your possession into something golden, like a touchdown, maybe even a field goal. Get to field goal range, and if you get to fourth down and you're inside your, I believe you're inside your 30-yard line, that's when you know you're going to score on your fourth down, whether you go for it or whether you decide you're going to go hit for 3.
That's going to do it here for the first quarter of play. 20-0 is your score. And we'll step aside for just a minute as the teams go over some adjustments to go into the second quarter. Clever Football on the Missouri Sports Network. I'm Skylar Akins along with Adam Smith. We're back, starting up the second quarter. 20-0 is your score. This Pierce City is going to be O'Hara once again with a big burst.
Number 14, Peyton Minning on the carry.
Peyton Minning, rather. And
brought down by number 26, Buddy Carey. Minning picks up good yardage. First down, Eagles.
Find the open space to run. And
first down at the 45-yard line. The Eagle, 45.
Pierce City's been capitalizing on Clever's mistakes on defense, and it's paid off for Pierce City. He'll get it.
O'Hara's going to keep it again. This time he's going to be brought down, or he looked like he was going to be brought down. Was hit behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to manage to escape
on the carry.
Midfield. And Minning's going to be brought down that time by
tackled by number 30, Austin Scott.
Austin Scott brings him down.
Minning picks up 4 well-earned yards.
So
it'll be second down 6.
So that's one thing to do, is you got to keep Pierce City inside on their own side of the 50.
And say thank you again to our first quarter sponsor, B&K Fireplace. They are the Fireplace family. If you need a fireplace or need your service, call them at 417-886-0660. As 44 is going to take this one. That is
number 44, Frankie Ibarra on the carry. Ibarra takes it up across the 50 down to the Blue Jays 40-yard line. First down, Eagles.
West 3rd Street in Battlefield. And also want to say thank you to our second quarter sponsors, Eagle Electric LLC. If you're having electrical issues or just want to do some lighting upgrades, call Eagle Electric LLC today for a free estimate on all your electrical needs. Contact Michael Sitton, 417-824-2534. As Ibarra carries the ball again, he's going to break a tackle, he's going to break a couple tackles.
Number 45, Zane Clayton on the carry, picks up good yardage. About 17, 18 yards, first down.
And another big run play for
finally brought down by number 5, Lane Mendenhall for the Blue Jays.
Lane Mendenhall in on the tackle. Mendenhall had a good game a week ago.
Ball resting on the 24-yard line of the Blue Jays.
Drives against Stratford on the defensive side. Mendenhall's got an opportunity at tight end to really be able to take that next step. Just hasn't been able to take advantage of it yet. O'Hara's going to look to pass, and he's got a man.
Pass from Manning, complete. Number 21, Noah Cruz. Cruz pulls it in at about the 18-yard line. Back it up. It's the
for a sack.
about the 13-yard line.
That was definitely a great opportunity.
First down, Eagles.
They didn't let Minning scramble there on that play.
Yeah, Manning sat in the pocket and let go of or found the open man. And Clever had a chance. It looked like the defensive back, Tyler Brown, had a chance to maybe undercut it. Number 9, Landon Graff, had a chance to undercut it, but as this one's going to be incomplete.
Pass from Manning. Intended for O'Hara is out of reach and incomplete.
Unable
Second
to
down.
The play, and it's going to bring up that incompletion is going to bring up a 2nd and 10 after the big play in the passing game.
Looking at some a baseball score coming from Major League Baseball, the Cardinals are actually ahead of the Cubs, and it looks like they brought out Jack Flaherty and brought in Dakota Hudson to pitch for St. Louis over at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. But the Cubs do have
the ball, and he is going to get in.
Number 45, Zane Clayton. Takes it in from the 13-yard line. Zane Clayton on the touchdown.
26-0 in favor of Pierce City. That was Zane Clayton. Looks like it took it to the end zone.
Yeah. Zane Clayton.
Back to our reiterating, it's a 3-2 game between the Cardinals and the Cubs. Cardinals have the lead, currently on a 13-game winning streak so far.
Looking for a franchise record, 14th straight win here tonight.
Number 14, Manning takes it in
I believe
for the
these
2
two games
point.
that the Cardinals are playing, it's a 7-inning, they're both 7-inning contests, and one of them was postponed.
Peyton Manning on the 2-point conversion.
After the break, the Cardinals.
And St. Louis took the first game of the doubleheader thanks to I believe Goldschmidt and O'Neal both hit their 30th home run of the season in that one. Was able to jump ahead early, and things got a little dicey there at the end as the Cubs were able to put up, I think, 4 runs in the last couple innings, but able to hold on thanks to Gallegos and the hot streak he's been on.
Whenever the Cardinals took out Reyes out of the clothing spot and gave it to Gallegos, Gallegos has responded. He has
He's looked good.
He's looked really good. And the Cardinals pitching has looked a lot better. Let's say back in June and July. The Cardinals pitching has definitely improved. We got Flaherty back. We have now Hudson back. We haven't lost Wainwright. We had
Noah Cruz will tee it up for the Eagles.
Came in the clutch in the rotation, in which with the wild card looking like it's a tight.
Number 30,
race between
Austin Scott
Dodgers and the
on the
Giants
return.
to see who's going to win the West. Padres have
Brought down by number 10, Mackay Clybaker for the Eagles.
As well. So, which the wild card game will have to be in Los Angeles, and that is a tough place to get a win at on the road. Is at Dodger Stadium, especially if you have to face.
Blue Jays will have it 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
They've already came out and said Scherzer's getting the start in the wild card game, regardless of
who St. Louis puts on the mound.
Yeah. The thing that's been so impressive about the run that the Cardinals have been on right now,
number 26, Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
Getting into the playoffs is Carey
tackle
for a short gain.
Made by number 12, Levi Cooper.
All teams that they're
gain of 1 yard, 2nd down 9.
That wild card spot, they swept the Mets, swept the Padres, and what was a huge series for them.
Definitely
swept the Brewers, who not competing for a wild card spot, but still 12, 13 games ahead of the Cardinals in the division.
It's been a weird year in the National League with the wild card. Cardinals are about 15 and a half games behind the Dodgers, about 12.
There was a fumble on the play.
The ball hits the ground.
I believe the Blue Jays came up
with it. I think Clever comes up with it, but
loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down.
Big time
16.
Loss. 3rd and 16 from about the 33.
It says 33-yard line on the scoreboard. So it looks like it's Clever has the ball right now. So they got about a mile to go before they can reach the end zone, which they have not.
But look at this, Buddy Carey.
There you go.
That's going to be number 33, Aaron Pazinga. with his first carry of the game. Number 30, Austin Scott.
Number 30, Austin
taking
Scott.
The distance. You said he needed
Comes
a mile.
out of nowhere,
He
takes
got
it the distance. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Number 30, Austin Scott.
At the 33-yard line, so it's about 50.
67 yards
67
for the Blue Jays.
There for Buddy
And
Carey.
Austin
Carey got
Scott.
the carry. And Clever's already on the board.
Austin Scott, just a sophomore, and has really shown flashes of looking really good. Carry up for the extra point, and that one is
Extra
through the
point is
upright.
good.
And
So the Blue Jays get on the board.
That's the lead to 28-7 is your
And with
score.
8 minutes left in the
after,
first half, the score,
long run by
Eagles
Austin
28,
Scott.
Blue Jays 7.
And with about 8 minutes remaining in this first half of play. Man, what a run. I mean, got to the outside and picked up a few key blocks on the outside. I think I saw Jacob Brown with a key block down that far sideline. And nice little jab step. And, Scott was off to the races. Typically your fullback, but nice looking run there by the young sophomore.
Oh yeah, you have to rely on your blockers to get you blocks, and you just gotta go in, touchdown, no flags.
Good catcher on the diamond as well.
For Clever, yes. Which I didn't see Clever last spring, which Crane was supposed to play Clever, and they were all supposed to play Conway last spring, but that game unfortunately was rained out back in May. And
Number 35, Colton Atkins will tee it up for the Blue Jays.
To about a couple more games, and they went into districts. So they had to succumb to state champion Marionville on the diamond. What a performance that Coach Weatherman has done last spring.
A muff punt, or muff on the kickoff.
Kickoff was moving around a little, but finally the Eagles come up with it. Number 3, Lou Chapman gets a hold of it, downs it at about the
a year ago
36-yard line, we'll call it. Eagles will have it, 1st and 10
this year,
from their own 36.
Has a long background in soccer, or football as known around the rest of the world. But he is taking on the place kicking duties for the Blue Jays. O'Hara with the
Clayton O'Hara on the carry.
28-7 your score. The Blue Jays looking to crawl back into this one.
Number 73, Hunter Driscoll makes the stop. O'Hara picks up 7 yards.
Was able to get
second down 3.
O'Hara just 7 yards, so he was able to keep him single digits in the yard keep him below 10 yards. So I could say the defense for Clever, I could see some improvements. Like I said, as I was coming in, I said that I had faith in Clever that they can score, or that they can get their first win on the season.
Clayton gets another big first down.
Number 45, Zane Clayton on the carry, picks up the first down, moves up to the 50-yard line.
18. Moves it up to the 50.
Tackle made by number 18, Chandler Cale.
Chandler Cale with another tackle in the Clever back league. I mean, you don't like seeing a lot of tackles from your defensive backs, but Cale has been in the play constantly, and we like to see that from a young guy.
Totally. You look at these defensive backs,
pass was complete to number 45, Clayton.
Trying to think of some other defensive backs. I know.
Picks up about 13 yards. First down, Eagles.
A defensive back as well.
Pass from Minnie to Clayton. Good for a first down.
Stone Cold Chris Jones on the Chiefs. I'm not sure who Carolina has for their defensive backs, but
used to be J.C. Warren.
J.C. Warren, and Also, Luke Kuechly as well, who also played for the Panthers, took Carolina to Super Bowl 50.
O'Hara on the carry.
To Peyton Manning and the Broncos back in 2016.
Number 36, Jack Whitlinger on the tackle, but there is a flag on the play.
So I'm pretty sure what you said. Was it Colton Atkins who made that stop? Which he was a.
Graf made the stop.
Graf. What you reiterated.
There was actually double penalties, one against the defense and one against the offense.
Is there usually
Face mask against the defense. Illegal shift on the offense.
More like a
they offset. We'll do the play over. First down.
As you know, as I reiterated, looking at a safety like Eric Berry, Tyrann Mathieu, to name a couple. 28-7 right now in favor of Pierce City. The ball looks like it's going to be on the 38-yard line. Who's going to take it? Looks like it's going to be
O'Hara on the carry.
To the 35. So he's able to gain 3
Number
yards.
26, Carey, makes the stop for the Blue Jays.
Approaching 6
O'Hara
minutes
picks up
remaining in the
about
first quarter.
3 yards.
Half,
It'll be
rather.
second down.
It's going to be 2nd and 7. 35. Clever defense looking for a stop here.
A stop on 2nd and 7 is going to be big for Clever, especially at 2nd and 7.
Manning's going to hang on to it himself. He's going to cut back upfield.
Hold on to the outside.
And it's going to bring
Manning, the ball carrier.
3rd and 4. Nice little jab stuff to the outside, cut back in. And he's coming up, looks like a little gingerly.
He was tackled by number 18, Chandler Cale, for the Blue Jays.
And once again, you know, on the
There
tackle,
was a flag on the
Chandler
play,
Cale.
a block in the back.
Once again, who, and it looks like everybody
Moves the ball
Looks
back.
like there's going to be a flag on the play.
Called,
Yeah, this is block.
block in the back.
Illegal block in the back.
That's going to bring up, or that's going to be a replay of 2nd down. But that's going to bring up.
It'll be second down and about 18.
18 yards.
What looked like it Clever. Looks like they may be playing some man-to-man, especially behind the line.
O'Hara looks the pass, or Manning looks the pass, and he's got a man. That's going to be O'Hara completed down
Pass
to
was
about the
complete
15-yard
from
line.
Manning to number 19, O'Hara.
Manning to O'Hara's. You know,
O'Hara
once
hauls it
again,
in
killing
down
the
at
Blue
about
Jays.
the 15-yard line.
Most definitely. Especially when
Ball
you
will
go
be
back to the
placed
first
down
quarter,
close to the
or Clayton O'Hara
14-yard line. First and 10,
touchdowns
Eagles.
And associating with
Number
those 2
18
touchdowns,
made the
giving
tackle. That's Chandler
that
Cale
early 21
for the Blue
giving
Jays.
Pierce City that early 21-0 lead. As he's
28-0
been
lead.
28-0 now. As we went into the second quarter.
44 running.
Oh,
44, nice.
Number
tackle by
44,
Jacob Brown there.
O'Hara on the carry.
13.
like it kind of dove above a
Number
Clever defender.
13, Jacob
I don't
Brown
know if
made
that's
the
sports
stop
worthy or not.
for the Blue Jays. A gain of 2 yards, second down 8.
So a little north of 4.5 minutes to play before halftime. So as we approach halftime, Skyline, what is going to be these keys? Where are going to be your keys when these 2 teams come back out in the second half?
Man, it's going to be the same that I would say as the game started. As once again, O'Hara is going to find his way into the end zone.
Number 19, O'Hara takes it into the score.
Again, you know,
Clayton O'Hara, touchdown,
Blue Jays are
Eagles.
just getting blown off the line, and that just puts your defense in a bad position. The defensive line just can't get any penetration. Run game is very difficult to stop at that point, and you're gonna have to start winning the line of scrimmage.
Of course, and there it looks like they're going to be going for a field goal, for extra point rather. I believe it's about
Extra points, good. Noah Cruz kicks it to the uprights. Number 21, Noah Cruz, the kicker.
Noah Cruz was able to boot it through the uprights.
And you
now a 35-7 lead for Pierce City.
And it's really been on both sides of the ball, you know. I've said in some of my past broadcasts, you know, if you can get that wing formation to work, then it can be very effective. But, you know, at that point, you're running, you know, 11 guys in the box, and I mean, it's almost impossible for a running back to get anything going there. And Buddy carries, you know, usually a pretty explosive running back, hasn't got anything going on the ground so far in this one. I think, and I just, you know, the line of scrimmage has been blown up on a Clever side.
Number 21, Noah Cruz will tee it up for the Eagles.
That's going to be where, if Clever's going to look to make a comeback here, that's going to be where we're looking at. Jacob Brown with the return, get it from about the 25. Brown's going to look to cut back upfield, and he's going to
Number
get a few more
13,
yards there.
Jacob Brown on the
just shy of the
return.
40-yard line.
Able to make it to about, I believe he fielded at about the 30, 31
Brown
line.
brings it back to the
10 to 9 yards.
38-yard line,
So
and that's where the Jays will have it.
What PC
First and 10 from their own 38.
Is not start in their own end zone, near their own end zone, and that's one thing that Pierce City has done. And once they're going to be getting the ball in the second half. So
Number 26, Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
Just keep doing what you're doing in the final 24 minutes of
Several Eagles on the stop, including number 64, Will Allen.
On the outside.
Gain of 1 yard, second down 9.
And here, you know, approaching 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. You know, and you know, Carter has looked really good under center, throwing the ball so far. Hasn't had a ton of opportunities, as Scott is going to bust forwards for a gain of about 3 or 4.
Number 30, Austin Scott, the ball carrier.
I'd really like to see them open up the
Number
playbook
51,
a little
Sean O'Hara
bit.
makes the stop.
Or try to get
Gain
Carter
of
Wiener
about 3
high
yards.
underneath center.
It's going to be third down 6.
Definitely, you know, with about a half a game left to play, you know, it's never too late to bring up a trick play, because you know trick plays can always either burn you or they can help you get into the end zone.
And there's a fumble as the exchange under center, and Winger was able to fall back on top of it.
There was a fumble on the play.
Disastrous 3rd and 6. You're gonna bring up a
The
4th
Blue
and
Jays
9.
were able to
And Blue Jays
cover
gonna
it.
have to
It'll
punt.
be 4th down 9.
Fourth down and 9. Clever punting once again. They've only had one score on one possession. That one was not fielded by the returner for Pierce
The
City.
ball rolls dead at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will have it. First and 10 from their own 20.
Dead at the 20-yard line. So I believe that's going to put Pierce City. Pierce City looks like it's backing up. It looks like they're going to start it at their 20.
And in an update for the Cardinals' quest for history, Tyler O'Neill stays hot with another 3-run home run in the top of the second. Moves the score 6-2 in favor of the Cardinals.
Tyler O'Neill, he's a really good left fielder. Stepped in when Marcelo Ozuna left for Atlanta. And if you look at him in person, he is ripped.
Illegal motion, I believe, is the call against the Eagles.
Braves, and, you know, he got
Or a
walked
false
at
start.
first base.
It'll be a
Freddie Freeman
5-yard
because of the way they
penalty.
were feeling his biceps, and it was like, if you're
First
big enough
down,
to impress
15.
Freddie Freeman, then you got something going for you.
I remember one game, it was against San Francisco. Late in the 2018 season, he had a walk-off home run, and they actually took off his undershirt, and you could show that he is that guy.
O'Hara
O'Hara with the ball.
Basically, with the baseball field and on the weight room.
an open field to the end zone. Yet again, this one's going to be an 85-yard touchdown run.
Number 19, Clayton O'Hara.
O'Hara just
takes it all the way down to the Blue Jay 20-yard line. Finally bumped out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to say he was out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds at about the 20. So maybe.
I think it was number 9.
The Eagles are in some really good field position, and they're back in the red zone, which I'm not sure if the red zone is different in high school than it is in college and the NFL. So I think it's about the same.
Clayton, or 44 with the ball, is gonna
number 44, Ibarra, the ball carrier.
Ibarra.
Number 13, Jacob Brown makes the stop. Ibarra picks up a first down inside the 10, down close to the 9-yard line.
Coming down on a
First and
minute,
goal.
47 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Clever looking to keep Pierce City out of the end zone for a 6th time. And Ibarra's going to go around the outside, going to be brought down at about the 5.
Ibarra, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 18, Chandler Kale.
Programs don't have heights and weights listed.
Ibarra gets down to about the 5-yard line.
You know, he's
First and goal from the 5.
Definitely a big kid. He's especially with those big kids, especially when they're playing running back. You know, you look at the players like can't think of any built running backs that are currently in the NFL.
Remind me of a little Mike Tolbert. And Ibarra with the ball again.
Blue Jay hanging on to
brought down
his leg.
Once again, number 44, Ibarra on the carry.
And Chandler Kale, you know, once again making a
several Blue Jays on the stop, including number 20,
a little thin guy.
Brendan West, along with 23, Caleb
really saw some good things
Butts make the stop.
On the JV squad of the Clever basketball team a year ago with Landon. And third and 5 was about 25 seconds left, and this time it's going to go.
Number 14, Peyton Manning takes it in for the score.
And
touchdown, Eagles.
Give the Eagles another touchdown.
7 touchdowns already, or 6 touchdowns here in the first half. And it's been all Pierce City here in the first half as they have swelled to a 41-7 lead over Clever. So Clever, they're going to have to find ways to manufacture points, whether it's correct or whether it's looking for the mistake.
The extra point attempt is no
good. A little bit
good.
of momentum for the Blue Jays going into halftime.
So the score,
but definitely have a
with just 21 seconds left in the first half. The Eagles 41, Blue Jays 7.
There's still half of football left to play. From what I saw against El Dorado Springs back in week 2, is they were down, I believe, 33-3. And what I saw was Clever actually scored 21 unanswered points in the second half, and it ended up being 40-24 was that final score between El Dorado Springs and Clever. So you can tell if Coach Gensler was to, he could remind Clever about that game against El Dorado Springs, how they were just coming up so close at beating El Dorado Springs. And last year
Cruz will kick it away for the Eagles.
Clever almost beat Pierce City last year.
Short gain. It was fielded by Caden Smith. Was hit by several Eagles hard.
Number 1, J.K. Bozier on the return. Several Eagles on the stop, including number 10, Mackay Clybaker, and number 27, Brian Canales.
Coach Gensler's
first down, Blue Jays from their own 41.
Probably like to see a one last run attempt probably is going to carry here, and sure enough, it's going to be a. He's going to hand the ball off to
That should do it.
Jacob Brown, I assume, or 18, that's Chandler Kale. And that's
Number
going to do it
18,
for
Chandler Kale, the ball carrier.
first half of play. 41-7
That's going to be the
score.
end. The first half of play.
And,
with the score, Eagles 41, Blue Jays 7.
They do. They're going to have to get a believe. I believe it's about 4 or 5 more touchdowns if they want to knock off these Eagles.
Yeah, you're talking about 21 unanswered against Eldo. We're looking at 35 unanswered here. Give the Blue Jays 42-41 lead.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the cheerleaders have a routine here that they're going to perform at halftime for you, so
we're going to step
stay
aside
right where you're at. Here are the cheerleaders.
We'll be back here as we have a little bit extended halftime for Pierre City's homecoming game, but we will be back here in just a few minutes. Thank you for tuning in. halftime is just about to wrap up here. Skylar Nakin's here with you alongside Adam Smith of Ozark Sports Report, joining us on the call tonight. And right now, Pierce City leads 41-7. What have you seen so far, Adam? What do you think Clever needs to do to get back into this?
Well, they're going to have to limit the mistakes. Get into the end zone. They've only gotten to the end zone once. That was, I believe, as soon as the second quarter came to a start, or came to an open. Which that was, I believe that wasn't Buddy Carey, but that was
Austin Scott broke off a 67-yarder.
Who gave Clever their first points in the game. Looks like kickoff is about to happen here in the second half of the game tonight. As you know, Pierce City, they're going to have to keep their foot on the gas as they have a comfortable 41-7 lead over Clever, as Clever comes out to take the field to kick it off here in the second half. So Clever, starting up on defense, they're going to have to limit the mistakes, keep Pierce City on their side of the 50.
And really the tough thing, if you recall back to the opening kickoff, Pierce City won the coin flip and deferred to the second half, so they actually kicked off a mucked kickoff to start the game out, put Pierce City in great position to take an early lead, which they capitalized on and really hadn't looked back. And their rushing attack led by Clayton O'Hara and Peyton Manning.
Number 45, Clayton, along with 19, O'Hara, late the kick.
It has, and basically the Eagles from Pierce City have left Clever pretty much in the rearview mirror. So if Clever wants to get back into it, they're going to have to once again limit the mistakes.
Clayton on the return.
Manufacture points. Keep Pierce City out of their end zone.
Number 23, Caleb Butts makes the stop.
Of the 50-yard line.
The Eagles will have it. First and 10
Decent
from their own
back
35-yard line.
The start open up the second half. Gets back out to about the 35-yard line. Pierce City leads 41-7 after a trio of rushing touchdowns by Clayton O'Hara. 2 more added in by Peyton Manning. And then on 13
O'Hara on the carry.
Clayton gives the 41.
Number 2, Carter Winger gets in the backfield for a big defensive play for the Blue Jays. Loss of 2, second down, 12.
Right after you saying there's about a mile to the end zone, and next play Austin Scott takes it to the house for the Blue Jays. There's about 8 minutes left in the second quarter, and Clever's offense really unable to move the ball outside of that one play.
Manning on the carry.
Manning with another carry.
Number 18, Chandler Cale makes the stop for the Blue Jays.
Brings it down to about the 38-yard line.
So far, so good for the defense.
It'll be third down, 7.
As they've been able to force third down on Pierce City, keep them inside their own, or on their side of the 50-yard line.
And I believe this might only be the second third down I recall in this entire game for Pierce City. And a little short pass is going to be caught, and he's going to be short of the line of game.
Pass was complete.
Little Patrick Mahomes there from looks like that was
number 5, Lane Mendenhall makes the stop. Clayton moves up
his best Patrick Mahomes impression there.
Close to the first down. It'll be 4th down and a yard.
We are just getting started here in the third quarter. Just coming down on 10 minutes left. And as they were going to go for it on 4th down, and a broken tackle, and he was having wrapped up short of the line to gain.
Manning, the ball
carrier, spin out of the tackle, and he's going to pick up the first down
yardage
for Pierce City.
Crosses the 50 down to the 46-yard line of the Blue Jays.
Haunted the Blue Jays a week ago. They did a really good job of getting into the offensive backfield, but were just unable to get the ball carrier to the ground. And looks like so to start the second half, that's going to be another point of emphasis for the Blue Jays defense, as O'Hara is going to take it again and gain of about 11.
Clayton O'Hara on the carry. Number 18, Chandler Kale makes the stop.
Making another tackle. So from what I believe, he's a safety.
O'Hara picks up.
Yeah, he's defensive back.
Defensive back, actually.
11 yards. It'll be first and 10
He plays a
Eagles.
little corner, plays a little safety.
So he basically does everything, does just about anything you ask him.
Ball resting on the 36-yard
The
line.
Blue Jays, we talked about, their kind of unique situation being second-year program with their second head coach this year, and how as O'Hara's going to take it again. O'Hara's got to be approaching the 150-yard mark as he's waltzes in.
O'Hara takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Eagles.
They get to about 53.
36 yards on the carry.
In favor of Pierce City, and it's been the Colton O'Hara show tonight.
Yeah, he's been fantastic for Pierce City. He's been explosive. He's been really good with the one cut and pick it up field, and he's been fantastic for Pierce City. An extra point is up. An extra point is
The extra point is good.
That's going to bring it 47-7.
So the Eagles go on top, 48-7.
That's what I was saying. Not only is Clever replacing, their head coach in their second full season of varsity football, but they also had, if I remember right, about 14 seniors a year ago, all playing playing crucial positions. The entire secondary graduated. I think every single one of the skill positions on offense graduated from last year. So it's a young squad with not a whole lot of varsity experience. Now playing their 5th game of their careers, and not to mention, a little bit of the depth that they had. They have a couple of key injuries.
Number 18, Kale, along with number 13, Brown, await the kick.
Was a starter a year ago on that squad. One of the few starters that they came back had a broken tibia, but should be back for the game next week. And then also running back Trace Barnes was
number 1, J.K. Bozier on the return.
Has had a hip injury that hasn't been able to recover from, and that's actually
number 5, Judah Lynn, along with number 12, Cooper, get down to make the stop.
Inexperience on both sides of the ball, and
Blue Jays will have it first and 10 from their own 42-yard line.
I'm playing behind the 8 ball a little bit, but you'd like to see them compete here in the second half of the season.
Exactly. And like I mentioned, as I bring up the El Dorado Springs game again, is I did see a lot of competition from Clever. As that is something that where
number 30, Austin Scott on the carry.
Went to the locker room.
Number 45, Clayton makes the stop.
Or what they did in the first half of that game and what they needed to do to
a gain of 1 yard, second down 9.
Second half. And even though they came up short, that the stuff that Coach Kinsler did, it worked for Clever.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting watching him in the next couple of years. Winger's just a junior. He'll be back as the pass is completed to number 1, J.K.
Pass from Winger, complete.
And that's going to be
to number 1, Bozier.
Down. So we'd like to see, Winger kind of take
number
that
45, Clayton,
year.
makes the stop. First down, Blue Jays. They move down to the Eagle 45-yard line.
And I think really Chandler Kale is the only. Obviously, there's a few other seniors. Seth McGaffey, who I just mentioned has been hurt for the majority of the season, is also a senior, but definitely a young squad as well. So
Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
Some of the underclassmen.
Number 64, Will Allen makes the stop for the Eagles.
having certain guys having multiple years.
Blue Jays pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. It'll be second down.
The future is definitely bright. There's a lot of athletes here, and so it's going to be interesting to see here in the next couple of years.
I do see the light at the end of the tunnel for Clever with what you said. The future is bright for the Blue Jays. They do have a junior who's also a backup quarterback behind.
Number 2, Carter Winger gets caught in the backfield.
And to see what they do next fall, to see if
number 12, Cooper was there, along with number 56, Gilliam. Make
that's going to be
stop.
One thing that Coach Gans
a loss of 5.
From what I
Third
saw
down, 15.
in a couple JV games, especially one against Forsyth. Newkirk had, I believe, threw for 3 touchdowns, I believe, in their JV contest against Forsyth at Clever. So, yes, the future is bright for the Blue Jays.
Austin Scott, the ball carrier.
Both Winger and Newkirk had very, very limited time.
Number 56, Gilliam, along with number 51, Sean O'Hara, make the stop. A gain of about a yard.
For Clever.
Fourth down,
Newkirk and Winger
14.
graduate in 2023.
The Austin Scott run is going to leave the Blue Jays short for the line to gain, and it's going to be another punt by Buddy Carey. And it's going to be returned, and return man's going to try to put a move on
O'Hara takes it at the 10, brings it back to about the 19.
I believe that was
Number
Jacob
13,
Brown.
Jacob Brown gets downfield to make the stop.
And a great punt there by Buddy Carey.
And that's where the Eagles will have it.
Kind of a do-it-all kind of guy for the Blue Jays, you know. He also does the field goal kicking for the Blue Jays, and last year hit several. That was kind of, as a sophomore, kind of made you drop your jaw. It's just like that you just don't see in a high school kicker very often.
No, you don't, and especially at football at the high school level, you're going to have players that will do multiple things, especially at smaller schools. I'm not sure about bigger schools because they usually will have one guy to go to. So, like when you look at a team like Republic, Nixa, Joplin, they're going to have their main man to be the man behind
Number
center.
14, Manning on the carry.
And also at Pierce City, they're going to have multiple players that will play.
Number 18, Kale, along with 30, Scott.
Because of
Make the stop.
How big these, or how small these schools are.
Ball hits the ground on the Peyton Manning run, and Manning's going to limp off. And that could be
costly for Pierce City, losing Manning.
Yeah.
So as he limps off to the sideline. So I'm not sure who the new quarterback would be, as PC does have the ball. A lot of pages here in this program for Pierce City as it's their homecoming.
It's going to be Clayton O'Hara that takes over under center for Pierce City.
Clayton O'Hara, who's definitely.
And the first snap is going to be muffed, and Clever recovers on the 5-yard line. And
fumble on the play. The Blue Jays come up with it.
And that's the kind of play that Clever
and I believe they're going to have it right down close to the 5-yard line.
Down at the 5-yard line, able to take advantage of a missed snap after Manning goes out of the game. Bad snap over the head of O'Hara, and now the Blue Jays are in business.
Blue Jays are in great field position. This is going to be a golden opportunity to get right back into this game.
So first and goal from the 5-yard line, just under. You're coming down on 3.5 minutes remaining in the in the third quarter, and Buddy Carey has
number
the ball.
26, Buddy Carey.
Knocked down for a gain of about
the ball carrier.
Ran into, I believe, a pileup of green and white jerseys. There looks like at the
number 27, Brian Canales.
3:11
on the
left.
stop.
So let's see if Clever can punch in a touchdown here as the third quarter wanes away.
Clever in the wing formation once yet again. It's gonna be a pitch out. to carry, and he's going to be brought down behind the line.
Number 26, Buddy Carey.
Third and goal from about the 4.
Number 45, Zane Clayton comes up to make the
Even
stop.
though Clever's already in a field goal range.
It's going to be 3rd and goal
Do you see them
from
going
about the
forward
4-yard
or
line.
do you see them kicking a field goal, getting it to 10?
In a situation like this, I think you got to go for it. Finally having a little bit of momentum and getting the ball down to this point. 3 points isn't going to do much for you. So just continue to run your offense, and a nice little inside handoff. Gonna leave him just short.
Number 18,
like
Chandler Kale on the carry.
An answer to your question.
Is able to get it down to about, we'll call it the 2-yard line. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 2.
4th and goal from the 2, so I believe it looks like they could be going for it. Clever's huddling up as Pierce City patiently waits on defense.
Let's see a little inside handoff to number 30, Austin Scott.
We shall see.
He's going to pass it, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Pass is complete.
Number 5, Lane Mendenhall.
Pass
And the Blue Jays
Rainer.
on the board.
48-13 here in the
Was complete to number
third quarter.
5,
Mendenhall
Lane
didn't have to
Mendenhall
make
for
many
the
steps.
score.
All he had to do was just pretty much just jog into the end
Touchdown, Blue
zone,
Jays.
sit there, wait for a winger's pass, and what do you know? 48-13. Clever can start scratching and clawing right here with about a minute 29 left, and they got another quarter to go to punch into the Eagle, or to
Buddy carries.
Extra point is good.
Up and good. And that's going to bring the score 48-14.
as I was saying, this is a good
So with
opportunity.
129
gonna
left in the third quarter. The score, Eagles 48,
pretty much
Blue Jays
get a hold of the football
14.
in the fourth quarter. As you know, there's still plenty of time. You're down 48-14. You just need to keep the ball away from Pierce City. Pierce City's already made one mistake with Colton O'Hara behind center. So that is one thing that Clever is going to have to do.
It looks like Menning's back on the field. No, I love that play call though. Everyone here in Pierce City was expecting the run up the middle or a little outside toss to Buddy Carey, and nice little fake pitch and roll out to the right hand side, and finds the tight end Mendenhall for an easy touchdown.
Of course, easy money. That's what you want to go for. Is those easy money plays. And I'm sure that's what both coaches from Pierce City and from Clever do. I believe the coach is Coach Brad Hawker for Pierce City, Coach Jim Ginsler from Clever. That's what they stress on, is go for those easy money plays. And those are the ones that can get you in business.
Nice little onside kick there. You're going to be down by
Short kick.
Carson
Number
Jesperson.
2, Carson Jesperson. Well,
And that's
down
going to
it.
bring out the Blue Jays defense again.
Clever going for that onside kick. I believe they were looking to get the ball back and find the end zone once again.
And the Eagles will have it. First and 10 from their own 42-yard line.
At this point in the game, I mean, you need to have something, get something going.
Of course, onside kick, going forward on
Clayton with the carry. And,
Number 45, Zane Clayton on the
across
carry.
the 45-yard line.
Number 2, Carter
as I
Winger
was saying,
makes the
onside
stop.
kicks,
Clayton picks up 12 yards.
going forward
First and
on
10, Eagles.
2-point conversions. Those are the ones that you take out of the magic hat, and those are the trick plays that everybody wants to see. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Blind Side, where Leanne Toohey calls the coach on her phone and goes, "Run the dang ball, quit calling the trick plays." Coach turns around, hangs up on her.
Once again, number 45,
That's always a good
Zane
football
Clayton on the
movie to
carry.
watch, along with remember the time
Number 36, Jack Whitlinger
Friday
makes
Night
the
Lights.
stop.
facing the Giants. There's a lot of good sports movies to
Gain of
to
7
watch.
yards.
Yeah,
Second down,
wife
3.
had me, or had suckered me to watching the new Halloween movie that just came out. And, one of the coaches from Remember the Titans was one of the police officers in that movie, and it's like, you know, that guy looks familiar. And sure enough, it was.
I gotta think who plays the coach on Remember the Titans. It's not. I don't think it's Denzel Washington, isn't it?
Number
No,
14, Peyton Manning on the carry.
I don't know who it was.
Number 59, Trenton Rich makes the stop.
There are
First
some
down, Eagles.
right off the bat.
Ball resting at the 28-yard line.
Faces, that's about it. Like, oh, he's in this movie. Third quarter winding down here, just 6 seconds remaining, and that's probably going to do it for this third quarter of play. As each team puts 7 on the board, thanks to a 34-yard rush.
And that's the end of the third quarter of play with the score. Eagles 48, Blue Jays 14.
Brings the score to 48-14 after the third quarter.
The final 12 minutes of play, so this is gonna be the time where Clever needs to get in business. They're gonna have to find ways, pull some plays out of the magic hat to see what they do. If they can force a fumble, potentially get an interception, they gotta get the ball away from Peyton Manning as much as possible. As we're about to go into the fourth quarter right now, it's 48-14 in favor of Pierce City.
And right now, as great as it would be to do the near impossible and make the comeback, right now it's just about, working on the little things, working on things that can get you better moving forward, and try to put together a couple of positive possessions on both sides of the ball to really kind of kickstart the second half of the season and just be able to take something out of this one.
You always want to start the second half of the season off with a bang. It's hard to believe we're already at the midway point of the 2021 football season, with districts about 5 weeks away. That'll be in late October.
And he's going to break loose again. Clayton
Number 45, Zane Clayton takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Eagles.
Pierce City's run game has definitely been costly for Clever on defense. As you know, they have punished the Blue Jays on defense, especially with Colton O'Hara and now Zane Clayton. They have been deadly tonight.
Extra point is up, and this
Extra
is good.
point is good.
55-14 to score.
Number 21, Noah Cruz takes it through the uprights. Extra
Things aren't
point
going
is
to get
good.
easier for Clever moving forward. Next week they travel to Skyline, and Skyline, as the record may not indicate, just 2-2. It's a very, very, very good football team that really had a chance to go back to. They won the Mid-Lakes a year ago, and had Boston being their stud quarterback back for another year this year, as well as majority of their skill position guys on the offensive side. That was so explosive, if I remember right. And the defensive side of the ball was just as impressive a year ago. As if I remember right, I think the score was 21-0 before Clever had even touched the ball on the offensive side, thanks to a return for a touchdown and a couple muffed kickoffs. And so that one's going to be a tough one before returning at home against Ash Grove. I still don't know a whole lot about it. I think there's still a very solid football team, as Jacob Brown's going to try to get to the outside.
Number 13, Jacob Brown takes it at the 20, brings it back across the 30,
we got the big matchup
close to the 35-yard line.
Which is going to end up winning.
He's finally brought down by number 27, Brian Canales, along with number 55, Aiden Coy.
Their win over Skyline earlier this season. That Fairgrove, you know, one of the best teams in the entire area and really the entire state. In class, I believe they're class 3.
I believe you're right. Fairgrove has to be class 3. I know they're class 3 just like Clever in the other sports like basketball, baseball. I'm not sure what they would be in volleyball because I don't follow high school volleyball at all. And I believe they'd be like class 2 or class 1 in softball, which I believe just like Clever, they'd have to play softball.
Illegal substitution against the Eagles, 5-yard penalty, first down 5.
Also to talk about, the road for Pierce City is not going to be easy as well, as they have to take on Marionville next week. And Marionville looks like, I believe they're undefeated on the year.
Yeah, 4-0 this year, playing in the Ozone's game of the week against Diamond, as the first and 5 run is going to be dropped short.
Number 30, Austin Scott on the carry.
Which Clever's going to finish this season.
Several Eagles on the stop.
They travel to Miller, and then they play at Stockton, a much improved Stockton team from
second down,
the last couple of years. So
3.
So their road's not over yet either.
Stockton has improved. That's who Clever got their first ever varsity win, was against Stockton last year. And they did get another win that was against Agape. That's who they were finished with. So if you look at
number 26, Carey,
leading Springfield.
The ball carrier picks up enough yardage for the first down.
So when you look at the
number 31, Jared Dombrowski, along with number 74, Dylan Carmen, make the stop.
Is the best team within Lawrence County, within this part of the Ozarks.
For football?
Yes.
I'll be honest, I spend my Friday nights here, so I don't do any coverage of football for the newspaper that I write for out there. As Carter Winger's going to look, and he's going to find Buddy Carey. Buddy Carey's going to make the guy miss, cut back up the field, gain up
pass was complete. The number 26, Carey, he turns upfield, picks up good yardage for the Blue Jays.
They're struggling
first down
to get things going this year.
Ball resting at the Eagle 43-yard line.
Solid. Miller's started
He was finally brought down by number 31, Jared Dombrowski.
A couple weeks. So,
and then you have Marionville, who's really good.
Forget about Marion. Marionville's kind of on the far end of the county that the newspaper covers, so I don't do a whole lot with Marionville sports. As Carter Winger's going to throw it, and pass nearly completed.
Pass intended for number 5, Mendenhall, is incomplete.
Not able to get that to come down.
Second down, 10.
But yeah, so with the covering Lawrence County in the fall, I don't see a whole lot of football, but
there was a flag on the play.
See a whole lot of volleyball, see a little bit of softball. Most of the softballs in the fall, in the spring.
Spring, actually, yes.
Holding's the call against the Blue Jays.
I mean, you gotta go with Marionville. I mean, they've been very solid.
It'll be first down, 20.
Continuing it again this year.
And being a longtime Crane Pirate, we don't get to see Marionville play because, of course, Crane doesn't have football. But we do get to see Marionville in basketball. We also get to see it in baseball as well, and also softball.
Number 18, Jacob Brown, the ball carrier. Number 55, Aiden Coy, makes the stop.
This year with Will Carlton coming back, quarterback for
gain of 2 yards.
Will Carlton was very fun and exciting to watch a year ago, and got to assume that he's going to be back and ready to kind of take over as they only graduated one senior, the leading scorer. So you got to expect to see Will Carlton take that step.
Oh yeah, and if I'm correct, I think Will Carlton was also part
number
of
26, Buddy Carey.
From Marionville,
picks up good yardage for the Blue Jays.
So he's a 3-sport athlete. That's what you get from.
Finally brought down by number 10, Mackay Clybaker. along with number 55, Aiden Coy.
I'm sure a lot of these players out here for Clever, along with Pierce City, I'm sure
third down 5.
Their talents on the hardwood and also on the diamond as well. Right now we got a 55-14 lead for Pierce City. 7 minutes left to play.
Buddy Carey gets to the outside. He's going to get the first down here. And Clever's going to keep the chains.
Number 26,
here with
Buddy Carey, the ball carrier.
Remaining, and you know we were talking about if you're Clever.
Finally knocked out of bounds by number 31, Jared Dombrowski.
And a drive like this,
but not before the Blue Jays pick up a first down.
How you get that going.
All the way down to the Eagle 30-yard line.
You can't be wrong with that. Is you gotta, if you play sloppy in the first quarter, you better step it up in the second quarter, because if you play sloppy for all
18. Chandler Kale with the carry, and Kale's gonna make a few guys miss, and he's gonna be brought down at about the
number 18, Chandler Kale, the ball carrier.
And Chandler Kale's big night continues.
Finally brought down by number 5, Judah Lynn.
So as I was reiterating, if you place
first down Blue Jays, ball resting on the 12-yard line.
Then you might as well want to play different for the last 24 minutes instead of playing. I believe it is, if you take 12 by 4, that would be 48. So if you play sloppy for the entire 48 minutes of the game, then that's where something is wrong.
Carter Winger brought down behind the line.
Number 2,
pass that
Carter Winger gets caught in the backfield.
And that's going to push him back to about.
Caught in the backfield by number 3, Hugh Chapman gets in.
Second and 19 from the 20.
Second down and a mile.
Loss of about 8 yards. It'll be second down and 18.
I believe Clever might just be right on the fringe of field goal range. They're about at the 30.
Buddy Carey, fantastic kicker. He's got the leg for it. I watched him hit. It was about a 38-yard last year. And had incomplete pass intended for.
Pass intended for number 1, J.K. Bozier, is incomplete.
They did get the program wrong for Clever. There's KJ Bozier. They're from
back defending on the play, Nolan Chapman.
KJ Bozier, who actually caught the ball there at the.
It'll be third down.
At the 20-yard line. So they're still in the red zone. So they can at least get 3 if they were to make it to a fourth down. Third down and 19. About 4.5 minutes left in this contest.
Carter Winger's going to run out to the near side, and he's going to get up to about the 5.
Number 2, Winger, the ball carrier.
It's probably going to be a
finally
block in the back on Clever.
Brought down by number 10, Mackay Clybaker, but there is a flag on the play.
Call holding. Looks like it's going to be against the Blue Jays, so that's going to push them back 10 yards. So they will be at the 30-yard line, I believe, maybe the 29. We'll wait and see what the scoreboard says.
Is that what he's saying?
To see where they can.
Holding against the Blue Jays.
And I'm surprised that I don't think anybody has had to spend a timeout.
It'll be third down.
This contest.
22.
I mean,
I'd still like to see Buddy try to kick it from here.
Let's see. Third down and 23. I believe that's the wing formation that they were running.
Austin Scott has got some room, and Austin Scott's going to get into the end zone for his second
number 30,
touchdown of the
Austin
day.
Scott takes it into the score. Touchdown, Blue Jays.
Is putting the Blue Jay run game on his back for his second long touchdown of the game.
Second touchdown of the game for Austin Scott. Went on that outside.
Good Scott.
Went on the outside from the wing formation that Clever is very well known for, and it has helped.
The kick is no good.
Even though this
extra point is no good.
even though
So the
score
score with 3:42 left in the ball game. Eagles 55, Blue Jays 20.
In the second half. The second half was definitely a whole nother story as opposed to what the first half had to offer for the Blue Jays. I don't know if it's something with me when I come and stream Clever or not, because they put up some points whenever I came and streamed them with El Dorado Springs, and now tonight, streaming them with Pierce City, they've answered. I wonder if I'm talking to them in their headset.
You're gonna have to start coming to more games. I think the interception return by Landon Graff is the only points I've seen him put up before tonight, so you'll have to start come to the rest of the season.
Well, fall baseball is just about to be over for me. I believe I have 3 more games left to do for fall baseball, but I'll definitely be coming back to Clever once fall ball is concluded at Crane.
3:42 remaining. 3:42 remaining here in the game. Clever trails 55-20, and so you got 3 more games for fall ball left, right?
Yes, I do. Then I'll be off for about a month, and then basketball season will be knocking on the door.
Basketball 68 days away from tip-off to the day. Not that I'm counting down or anything. As owner of Southwest Missouri Basketball, start putting a few articles together for as going to be a reverse play on the return, and it's going to be O'Hara and another huge return and go back across the
O'Hara on the return brings it back all the way to the 46-yard line of the Blue Jays. A nice return for the Eagles and O'Hara.
Start counting down the days until the season starts, and Clever's going to face a few challenges on the hardwood, trying to replace a bunch of their scoring from a year ago. But you got some young bucks coming up that should start seeing some more varsity time, and
they're going to have to replace Jake Twig, who is definitely a really good point guard.
Jake Twig and Bryce Gelly
for Clever. I don't know if you may have seen Tyler Campbell play at Crane, which him and Twig, I always looked for that matchup, Twig against Campbell, when Crane and Clever would hook up against each other. So what I look at for Crane, they do have a new coach in Denny Hunt, who came over, I believe, coached at SBU. He coached at Springfield Catholic and Drury as well. I think so. As he replaces Coach Kevin Smith, who actually went over to Forsyth, as he wants to be closer to his son Isaiah Smith, who's actually at College of the Ozarks.
Number 2, Jesperson. Carson Jesperson on the carry. Brought down by number 18, Chandler Cale. But Jesperson picks up 8 yards. Second down 2.
Yeah, he was always a lot of fun to watch. I didn't get a chance to watch him a whole lot. I was there for the Crane tournament last year, so I got to see him play in several games in that, and then as well as in the blue and gold. But he was always a lot of fun to watch, and him and Twig was a lot of fun. Watch that matchup as really Buddy Carey's going to be called for offside.
Score to tell you about, this is from, I believe the
offsides is the call. We'll go against the Blue Jays.
For the Eagles in maroon as they lead Willard, 42-7. And Willard, when you look at baseball for Willard, they also brought home a state title this spring after losing the 2020 season due to COVID.
First down, Eagles.
Everybody in the spring lost that season due to COVID. So
yeah, former Clever Blue Jay Bryce Wilson, a assistant coach on that Willard squad. He was a
number 2, Jesperson. It's caught in the backfield.
Year, so got a chance to know him very
number
well.
26, Carey. Makes very good the defensive play for the Blue Jays.
Happy for
loss of 2, second down 12.
I was a little disappointed. They probably would have won it in 2020 as well.
Oh yeah, you can't really sugarcoat on that. And what I look at was Crane was also a really big state contender as well in 2020. And if we had the 2020 season, you could have seen Crane with a state title. And in baseball.
Yeah.
Because that's what you say.
Flag on the play will go against the Eagles. False start.
To get a state title before he retires. And I'd love to see that in his
5-yard penalty.
In his final run as the head skipper.
Second down, 17.
On the diamond.
Yeah, the 2020 was just terrible for so many reasons. You know, the seniors who didn't get their last go round.
Number 2, Carson Jesperson, the ball carrier.
Thanks to the
brought down by number
season,
13, Brown, for the Blue
players
Jays.
all over the country that was
A gain of 2, maybe 3 yards, third down.
Of their high school career left open, and just a terrible situation. And hopefully, no other senior class has to go through that again.
I would hate to see that happen once again. You know, every senior want to go out on a bang. They want to start their season on a bang. They want to play their senior season, and and I was fortunate. I did get to call the SAVA tournament back in 2020, which that was actually my first stream back in like 5 months.
Jesperson, the ball carrier.
That was a Praying Clever basketball game.
Brought down by number 30, Scott. And that's going to be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, Eagles 55, Blue Jays 20. I want to thank both teams for their sportsmanship and a hard-played ball game tonight. Everyone, please be here next Friday night when Pierce City will be playing the Marysville Comets right here next Friday night. Let's be here to cheer on the Eagles. They take on the undefeated Marysville Comets. Everyone, please drive carefully going home. We'll see you back here next Friday night.
To what it was in the first half. I go back once again to the game against El Dorado Springs where they scored 21 unanswered points against El Dorado Springs. And what they did, they only scored, I believe, just 2 touchdowns, I believe, in the second half. So that's something that things look bright. If you're Coach Gensler, you got to give your team a round of applause for how well they came back and how well they fought in the second half as opposed to what it was in the first half. But as we head along, or as we move forward to next week, in week 6, they have Skyline coming up. They got to go up to I believe that's Hickory County, Ashgrove. They got to go to Hickory County next week, about 70-80 miles from Clever. So they got a pretty good distance they have to cover. So for Clever, you got to tip your hat, putting up 20 points on the scoreboard, even though it was a loss. You could say that was a win for Clever to not come out scoring just below 10 points.
Exactly, and you know, we talked about before the game started. You know, this game was decided at the line of scrimmage, like we were expecting. I mean, Pierce City's got some big hog mollies up front, but was just able to. Clever just struggled to get anything going on both sides. Recapping the scoring for the Blue Jays, Austin Scott had 2 long touchdowns for the Blue Jays on the ground. The scoring was wrapped up by a little 5-yard touchdown pass on 4th and goal from Carter Winger to Lane Mendenhall. And that's going to be the 20 points for the Blue Jays. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today for Skyline Akins and my broadcast partner, Adam Smith. I just want to say thank you for tuning in to the Missouri Sports Network for some Clever football. Clever in Pierce City. Pierce City defeats Clever 55-20. We'll be back next Friday night live from Skyline. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you.